They're off and pacing. Dangerous Bet on the far outside, away quickly. Also on the move early on, Dino Hill. Sonny Anzio on the inside came away well. Now it's Sonny Anzio, your leader, a length. Dangerous Bet between horses. And on the far outside, 3 off the rail, Dino Hill drives for position. It's a battle for the lead. Sonny Anzio leads 3 parts of a length. And Dino Hill now up to challenge in second. Dangerous Bet secures early position in third. Coming away fourth, Broadway's brother, Prince d'Elegance. Racing fifth, closing remarks, Al Kaline, and far back, B Boomer. They raced by the opening quarter, 28-4. Your leader momentarily was Dino Hill. Now Sonny Anzio quickly up to regain the lead. It's Sonny Anzio. A length and a quarter, Dino Hill racing in second. Dangerous Bet with the leaders third. Broadway's brother will go first over in fourth. Prince d'Elegance on the move with cover in fifth. Along the inside, Al Kaline. Closing remarks is on the move, and B Boomer. They race by the stands for the first time. The second tier now takes formation. Your leader, Sonny Anzio, a tight length. Broadway's brother now will pressure second. Dino Hill is right there in third, the half a minute flat. Sonny Anzio leads a long neck. Broadway's brother on the outside, challenging second. Dino Hill on the inside, racing in third. Prince d'Elegance moves up with cover in fourth. Dangerous Bet to the inside of him. Also on the move, closing remarks, shuffled back, Al Kaline. B Boomer now on the move. Your leader, Sonny Anzio, now draws off a length and a half. Broadway's brother moves into second. Dino Hill drops back sharply through the field. Also on the move, Prince d'Elegance. They've got a quarter of a mile to pace. It's Sonny Anzio, your leader a length, Prince d'Elegance. Alongside second, Broadway's brother racing in third. Closing remarks is on the move with cover. They race around the far turn. Sonny Anzio digs in, 3 parts of a length. Prince d'Elegance under urging. Closing remarks now moves up 3 wide in the final eighth of a mile. They come to the corner. It's Sonny Anzio on a short lead. Here comes closing remarks on the far outside. Now it's closing remarks getting to the top and drawing clear. Prince d'Elegance second, Sonny Anzio third. Closing remarks wins at a length and a quarter. Prince d'Elegance second, Sonny Anzio third.
To Tim Curtin, $17.20. And number 9, Rags and Riches, Dave Fagan.
About a 16th of a mile away from the start. Here they come. Off stride, Fox Valley Slicker. They're off and pacing. It's Mr. Shytowner on the far outside between horses, Herbert McDougall. And along the inside, Meter Close came away well. Now it's Meter Close, your leader into the first turn. A length and a quarter. Herbert McDougall racing in second. Mr. Shytowner seeks early position, racing in third. On the inside, Ancient Irish came away fourth. Little Bird Willie is pacing in fifth. Bluffview Eddie racing in sixth. In seventh, Mr. Chi-Town, and far back after the early miscue, but pacing, Fox Valley Slicker. They race for the opening quarter. Now on the outside, it's Mr. Chi-Towner up to get the lead by 2. Opening quarter time, 29-3. Mr. Chi-Towner leads by 2 1/4. Meter Close is right there in second. Ancient Irish is underway first over third. Towards the inside, Herbert McDougall racing in fourth. Little Bird Willie is second over with cover. He's on the move. Bluffview Eddie is third over. Then a gap to Mr. Chi-Town, and far back, Fox Valley Slicker. They race for the half. Your leader is Mr. Chi-Towner, a length and a quarter. On the outside, Ancient Irish now will pressure second. Meter Close, the filly is right there in third. Little Bird Willie getting an ideal second over trip, racing in fourth. Herbert McDougall on the inside, racing in fifth. The half timed in 1 minute 2 fifths. Your leader is Mr. Chi-Towner by a tight length. On the outside, it's Ancient Irish. Along the inside, Meter Close, Little Bird Willie is right there in fourth. Final 3/8 of a mile. Mr. Chi-Towner leads 3 parts of a length. It's Ancient Irish now up to challenge in second. Little Bird Willie now moving up 3 off the rail. He's flying. Look at Little Bird Willie go. Now it's Little Bird Willie, your leader, into the 3/4, opening up a 2-length lead. Also on the move, Bluffview Eddie between horses, Ancient Irish. On the inside, Mr. Chi-Towner retreats. 3/4, 1:31 straight. Now it's Little Bird Willie opening up the lead with every stride. Final 1/8 of a mile, Little Bird Willie is all by himself. The battle now for second. Between horses, Ancient Irish, Bluffview Eddie, and on the move from far back, Mr. Chi-Town. They race down the stretch. Little Bird Willie leads by 4. Ancient Irish going a big mile second. Bluffview Eddie pacing in third. Little Bird Willie will hold on to win. Ancient Irish second. Bluffview Eddie at third. Field now moves into the clubhouse turn, nearing the start. Here they come. And they're off. B47 quickly to the top. B47 gets the lead with little no problem tonight. B47 by 2. GMC came away well second. Javaro now on the move in third. Now it's Javaro on the outside up to challenge B47 for the lead. It's Javaro getting the lead a length, racing a bit wide there. Russian Finale. Javaro on the outside leads 3 parts of a length. Now clears to lead as they race for the quarter. B47 pacing in second. GMC racing third. Russian Finale back on course, racing in fourth. Premier Prize is fifth. Stone Fashion on the move, Broadway Circuit, and at the end early on, Painted Clown opening quarter 30-3. Your leader is Javaro by 2. B47 right there in second, a gap. Russian Finale is on the move, first over third. GMC saves ground fourth. Stone Fashion will follow the cover of Russian Finale. He's now moving up fourth. Around the turn, they pass by the stands for the first time. Javaro leads a length and a quarter. Russian Finale will face the breeze in second. B47 right there third. Stone Fashion on the outside, racing in fourth. GMC towards the inside. Broadway Circuit is third over. Painted Clown, and at the end now, Premier Prize, half 101-3. Your leader is Javaro by a tight length. Russian Finale now pressures second. B47 right there in third. Stone Fashion is a patient fourth. On the inside, GMC will need racing room. Broadway Circuit moves up. On the inside, Premier Prize and Painted Clown. Now, 4 in, 4 out. They race for the final quarter. Javaro leads 3 parts of a length, moving up 3 wide. Around a tiring Russian Finale is Stone Fashion. Russian Finale still there between horses, and along the inside, B47 looks for racing room. It's Javaro, 3 parts of a length. B47 is right there and set for the drive in second. Stone Fashion is gaining on the outside. Final eighth of a mile. Your leader is Javaro by a length. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. It's Javaro, your leader by 2. B47 ducks to the inside. Stone Fashion on the outside. They're in deep stretch. Javaro will win it. Javaro from start to finish. B47 second. Stone Fashion third. Here they come. And they're off. It's Phantom away quickly for the lead. He's joined by Real Special. And on the inside, it's Wilco's Joker. Phantom quickly now into a length and a quarter lead. Real Special looks to drop in second, and he does. Coming away third, Wilco's Joker. Thread Grinder with the top 4. Then a gap, 2. Zambuca racing in fifth. In sixth, to the quarter, Kirama. Racing in 7th, Russian Dancer, and reserved early on, Sir Gratin. They're single file. They race for the opening quarter. Your leader, Phantom. A comfortable 1-length lead, Real Special. Right there in second, opening quarter, 29-1. Phantom, your leader a length. Real Special, right there second. Wilco's Joker with the leader third. Thread Grinder racing in 4th. Zambuca is 5th. Kirama now on the move. Russian Dancer and far back still, Sir Gratin. They race into the 3/8. Your leader is Phantom by 2. Phantom now into the stretch the first time by 2 1/4. Real Special right there in second. In third, Wilco's Joker. Thread Grinder is on the move 4th. Zambuca follows cover in 5th. 58-4. It's a lively pace. Phantom leads by 2. The long shot, Real Special, getting the good trip in second. Wilco's Joker with the leader's third. Thread Grinder on the move in 4th. Zambuca pacing in 5th. Kirama is on the move, Sir Gratin, and at the end, it's Russian Dancer. They race for the final quarter. Phantom, your leader by 2. Real Special, under urging in second. On the inside, Wilco's Joker racing in third, dropping back Thread Grinder. Zambuca moves up 3 wide, and far back at this point, Kirama, 3/4, 128-2. It's Phantom. He's having his own way. Phantom leads a length and a quarter. Real Special racing in second. Wilco's Joker in third. Zambuca with the leaders in 4th. Kirama will have to do more. Final eighth of a mile. Phantom leads a length. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Phantom leads a length and a quarter. Real Special, another move in second. Wilco's Joker on the inside third. They're in deep stretch. Phantom is under a drive. Phantom from start to finish for Jeff Croninger. Close for a second between Wilco's Joker and Real Special. Picking up speed. Here they come. And they're off. It's DL Surprise quickly to the lead. DL Surprise quickly into a 2-length lead as they race into the paddock turn. Strange Promise came away well second. Loyalty Ranger racing in third. Don's Blast in fourth. Frank Henry pacing in fifth. Legendary Lad, Ansley Hanover, and at the end early on Escort Bess. They roll for the opening quarter. DL Surprise on top, a length and a quarter. Strange Promises right there in second. Loyalty Ranger is with the leaders in third. Don's Blast pacing in fourth. And then comes Frank Henry, Legendary Lad, Ansley Hanover, and at the end Escort Bess. Opening quarter 29-1. Your leader around the far turn, DL Surprise, under a tight rein to driver Joe Marsh Jr. Strange Promise getting the trip in second. On the inside, Loyalty Rangers with the leaders third. Don's Blast now will go the difficult trip first over, now fourth. Frank Henry follows cover, racing in fifth. On the move, third over. Legendary Lad is shuffled back, Ansley Hanover, and still at the end reserved, Escort Bess. They race by the half. Your leader, DL Surprise, by 2, 59-1. It's DL Surprise, your leader, by 2. Strange Promise bides his time, racing second. Don's Blast now a patient third. On the inside, Loyalty Ranger racing in fourth. Frank Henry moves up with cover, second over in fifth. Ansley Hanover saves ground. On the move, Legendary Lad, and towards the inside, Escort Best. But DL Surprise now opens up a 2.5-length lead. Strange Promise keeps with him second. Don's Blast will have to go a big effort now third. On the inside, Loyalty Ranger, 3/4, 129 straight. It's DL Surprise, your leader a length. Strange Promise right there in second. Don's Blast hangs in there on the outside third. Loyalty Ranger racing in fourth between horses. Frank Henry, they come to the 8th pole. Now DL Surprise leads by 2. The main threat now, Strange Promise. They're in the stretch. It's DL Surprise. He's under a drive. Strange Promise is charging. Down the stretch they race. DL Surprise. DL Surprise carries his speed all the way to win it 3/4 of a length. Close for second. Strange Promise over Loyalty Ranger. Top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off. It's Mr. Anthony away quickly for the lead. Aka Callis is there. And on the far outside, Silver Storm now dries up for position. Mr. Anthony quickly into a 1-length lead. Aka Callis racing second. Silver Storm now secures early position third. Speed Ruler came away fourth. Styling is racing in fifth. North by Northwest Bluegrass racing in sixth. And then seventh, Limited Edition. At the end early on, Hot Jammin'. Single file for the opening quarter. Mr. Anthony on top. A tight length, Aka Callis right there in second. Silver Storm with the leaders third. Opening quarter, 29 seconds flat. Your leader is Mr. Anthony. A tight length, Aka Callis right there in second. Silver Storm racing in third. Speed Ruler in fourth. Limited Edition is on the move. Fifth, Styling saves ground in sixth. North by Northwest Bluegrass and still at the end, but on the move, Hot Jammin'. They race for the half. Your leader is Mr. Anthony now by 2. Aka Callis races second. Silver Storm on the inside third. Limited Edition parked on the outside fourth. 58-1 for the half. Not much change on top. Your leader, Mr. Anthony, by 2. Aka Callis now closes that gap in second. Silver Storm racing in third. Limited Edition on the outside racing in fourth. 3/8 of a mile to pace. Mr. Anthony continues to lead now by 3. Aka Callis racing in second. Silver Storm in third. Limited Edition drops back. The rest of the pack is far back at this point. Final quarter of a mile. Mr. Anthony leads a tight length. Aka Callis is charging. Along the inside, Silver Storm moves up. And also on the move, Speed Ruler. Around the far turn, Mr. Anthony now feels pressure from Aka Callis there, stride for stride. Along the inside, Silver Storm, Speed Ruler now finds racing room and is charging. They come to the corner. Mr. Anthony on a short lead. Aka Callis is out for the drive. They race down the stretch. Mr. Anthony digs in. Aka Callis between horses. Here's Speed Ruler on the far outside. It's Mr. Anthony. Aka Callis, Speed Ruler, 3 horses at the wire. Photo finish. Sixth race rundown, 8-1-2. 3-7-6-4-5 on the bottom. Post time for Maywood. Here they come. And they're off. It's Radium Hanover in the middle of the track, out quickly for the lead. Now Funtime Good Boy. Funtime Good Boy on the inside. Goes on by. Funtime Good Boy leads by 3 parts of a length. Radium Hanover up to challenge in second. Popsicle came away third. Lawn Boy racing in fourth. Now it's Radium Hanover. Your leader to the quarter, a length and a quarter. Funtime Good Boy racing second. Now Funtime Good Boy will have another run at Radium Hanover. Funtime Good Boy and Jackie Moiseyev. They're up to get the lead as they roll by the quarter. The quarter timed in 28-1. Your leader, Funtime Good Boy, by a length, Radium Hanover. Right there in second, Popsicle is with the leaders in third. Lawn Boy pacing in fourth. In fifth, it's Fighting Major. Scotch Raven is on the move. Royals Royce is shuffled back, and moving up from last, Vance Lobel. Your leader as they pass by the stands for the first time. Funtime Good Boy, a length and a quarter. Radium Hanover is right there in second. Popsicle now underway, first over in third. Lawn Boy on the outside, second over with cover, racing in fourth, a half 57-4. Your leader, Funtime Good Boy, by a length. Popsicle now up to challenge in second. Radium Hanover is right there in third. Lawn Boy second over in fourth. Along the inside, Royals Royce. On the move, Fighting Major, Scotch Raven, and at the end, it's Vance Lobel. They race down the backstretch. Your leader, Funtime Good Boy, 3 parts of a length. He'll feel pressure from Popsicle the rest of the way. Radium Hanover right there in third. Lawn Boy fourth. Fighting Major now 3 off the rail by 3/4. 127-2. Now Funtime Good Boy responds to the pressure of Popsicle. Funtime Good Boy, Jack Moiseyev, they nurse a 3 parts of a length lead. Popsicle is still out there second. Radium Hanover racing in third. They come to the corner. It's Funtime Good Boy, your leader, 3 parts of a length. Popsicle another move in second. They race down the stretch. It's Funtime Good Boy. Popsicle is charging. Funtime Good Boy, Popsicle on the outside. Funtime Good Boy and Popsicle, those two at the wire. Very close for the win between Funtime.
Racing fans, going back to the 7th race, if I may, I would like to call your attention to the winner closing eights. That was driver Dave Maxwell's second winner of the evening. They're on the track for the 8th race. 5 minutes.
Here they come. They're off. It's Carolina Hurricane out quickly for the lead. On the inside, Mr. Dignitary. And between horses, Startler. Mr. Dignitary will take advantage of the inside post and draw clear by 2. Startler racing in second. Carolina Hurricane secures early position now third. Racing in fourth around the turn, Walt Skipper. Sats Best is pacing in fifth. Supreme Step is parked in sixth. Ben racing in seventh. Osborne's Tyler B is at the end. They race for the opening quarter. Mr. Dignitary on top, a length and a quarter, 29-2. It's Mr. Dignitary by a length and a half. Startler right there second. Carolina Hurricane with the leaders third. Sats Best is on the move fourth. Along the inside, Walt Skipper. Supreme Step's been out for most of the way. He has now picked up cover. He's third over. Ben on the inside, and at the end, Osborne's Tyler B. They race by the stands. Now 4 in and 4 out as they race for the half. Mr. Dignitary on a short lead. Carolina Hurricane pressures on the outside second. Startler right there in third. Sats Best on the move with cover, 59-4 for the half. Mr. Dignitary leads a length. Carolina Hurricane is a patient second. Startler right there in third. Sats Best racing with the leaders fourth. Walt Skipper towards the inside. Supreme Step on the outside. Ben and Osborne's Tyler B now drives from last. They've got a little more than a quarter of a mile to pace. Mr. Dignitary under a drive. Mr. Dignitary leads a long neck between horses. Carolina Hurricane. Supreme Step going a big heat. 3 off the rail now third. In between horses, Sats Best, 130-1. On the inside, Mr. Dignitary leads 3 parts of a length. Carolina Hurricane will have to do more in second. On the inside, Startler racing in third. Supreme Step racing in fourth. Sats Best is between horses. They come to the corner. Mr. Dignitary digs in. It's Mr. Dignitary on a short lead. Carolina Hurricane another move. They're in deep stretch. Mr. Dignitary finds another gear and draws off. Mr. Dignitary a length close for second between Startler and Carolina Hurricane. 15 minutes, 11:06. Now back to Balmoral. They're off. It's Easter Sun Hannah away quickly for the lead, and Life Sign on the inside. Now it's Life Sign, your leader into the first turn. 3 parts of a length. Easter Sun Hannah will challenge in second. Coming away third, AJ's Dad. Racing in fourth, Sure Cam. Pacing in fifth, Mindale Pride. And at the end early on, Mayo's Mark. They race for position. Opening quarter, and your leader is Easter Sun Hannah. A length, but here's Life Sign. Now Life Sign up quickly to grab the lead as they go by the quarter. Easter Sun Hannah yields in second. Opening quarter, 28-2. John Campbell has Life Sign on top by a length and a half. Easter Sun Hannah right there in second. A gap of 4. AJ's Dad pacing in third. Sure Cam racing in fourth. Mindale Pride looks to flush cover in fifth. On the inside, racing in sixth, Mayo's Mark. They race for the half. Your leader is Life Sign by 2. Easter Sun Hannah racing in second. On the outside, Sure Cam now first over third. AJ's Dad saves ground fourth. On the outside, Mindale Pride racing in fifth. Mayo's Mark is at the end, 57-3. Life Sign on top, a tight length. Easter Sun Hannah right there in second. Sure Cam gains on the outside third. AJ's Dad racing in fourth. Mayo's Mark is on the move. Mindale Pride is dropping back. They've got a little more than a quarter of a mile to pace, and now Life Sign turns it on. Life Sign opens up by 3. Sure Cam moves into second. Easter Sun Hannah racing in third. 3/4, 1:26-1. Now Life Sign opens up the lead by 4. Sure Cam is racing in second. On the inside, Easter Sun Hannah retreats third. Mayo's Mark fourth. AJ's Dad has been shuffled all the way back. He's now on the move. They come to the corner, and Life Sign is all by himself. It's Life Sign by 5. They're in deep stretch, and Life Sign, his class will show. Life Sign, an easy winner of the battle for second. Sure Cam, a late move. AJ's Dad. Life Sign by 4. AJ's Dad up for second. Mayo's Mark and Sure Cam. 1:55-4 the mile. Here they come. They're off. On the inside, Gabriel Hill left well. Along the rail, Sharp Control. These two now vie for the top spot into the first turn. It's Gabriel Hill, your leader. A length and a quarter, Sharp Control. Racing in second, 2 lengths back. Try again. Racing in third. On the outside, racing in fourth. Wings of Gabriel. Uncork came away fifth. Avu Prey is racing in sixth. Sankey is seventh, and at the end early on, Nutty Irishman. They race for position. Your leader to the quarter is Gabriel Hill. Now Wings of Gabriel is up to challenge Gabriel Hill and now take the lead. 29-3 the opening quarter. Joe Mars Jr. puts Wings of Gabriel on top, a length and a half. Avu Prey now will pressure in second. On the inside, Gabriel Hill racing in third. Sankey has been out for most of the way. He's second over. He has cover. Along the inside, Sharp Control. Then comes Try Again. Nutty Irishman is on the move, now shuffled back to the end, Uncork. They race for the half. 4 in and 4 out, 58-3. Wings of Gabriel leads a length and a quarter. On the outside, Avu Prey racing in second. Gabriel Hill is right there in third. Sankey retreats in fourth. Sharp Control will need racing room. Along the inside, Try Again, Nutty Irishman, and Uncork. 3/8 of a mile to pace. Wings of Gabriel now turns it up a notch. Wings of Gabriel leads by 2. On the inside, Gabriel Hill racing second. Avu Prey. The trip starts to take its toll in third. Sharp Control moves up 3 wide fourth. Try Again saves ground. 1:27-4. Now Wings of Gabriel opens up by 3. Gabriel Hill racing second. Avu Prey hangs out there third. 3 off the rail. Sharp Control Around the turn, they come to the corner. Wings of Gabriel leads a length. Sharp Control is charging. On the inside, Gabriel Hill. They race down the stretch. Wings of Gabriel is under a drive. Here's Sharp Control between horses. Avu Prey. Wings of Gabriel holds on to win it. Close for second, Sharp Control and Avu Prey. In the pick six, moves around the far turn. Here they come. And they're off. On the inside, Jack Moiseyev sends Presidential Ball right to the lead. On the far outside, Captain Fantastic leads for position. In between horses, it's Beastmaster. Presidential Ball now draws clear by 2. Beastmaster tucks in right behind second. Captain Fantastic parked on the outside third. Racing in fourth, it's Incorrigible Big. On the inside, racing in fifth, Moonlight Sam, then a gap to Icarl's Wag. And your trailer early on Columbus Avenue. They race for the opening quarter. Presidential Ball on top by 2. Opening quarter 28-1. Your leader is Presidential Ball by 2 1/4. Beastmaster right there in second. Moonlight Sam make that Incorrigible Big with the leaders third. Moonlight Sam is racing in fourth. Captain Fantastic found a spot in fifth. Icarl's Wag racing in sixth. Then comes Columbus Avenue. Single file, they race for the half. Your leader, Presidential Ball by 2. Beastmaster getting the trip in second. A gap to Incorrigible Big racing in third. In fourth, it's Moonlight Sam. On the move, Captain Fantastic. 57-3. Presidential Ball is in control. A tight length. Beastmaster now cuts the gap in second. In third, Incorrigible Big, Moonlight Sam. On the outside, Icarl's Wag is underway with Campbell. On the inside, Captain Fantastic shuffled back. Columbus Avenue begins to move up. With a little more than a quarter of a mile to pace, Presidential Ball under a tight rein to driver Jack Moiseyev leads a length and a quarter. Beastmaster, the main threat, now second. Incorrigible Big is a distant third. 3/4, 127-1. It's Presidential Ball and Beastmaster. This is the duel. The duel on paper. Presidential Ball digs in. Beastmaster now out for the drive. Final eighth of a mile. They come to the corner. Presidential Ball. Moiseyev goes to work. Beastmaster is coming to him. They're in deep stretch. It's Presidential Ball. Beastmaster is charging. Presidential Ball will hold on to win it 3 parts of a length over Beastmaster. Moonlight Sam a distant third. Incorrigible Big in fourth. 155-1 the mile.